sometimes people get confused. They know that we're THSeeds, but we're also Hoodlum, and we have a shop called HempWorks. You know, so it gets people sometimes forget or don't realize that we're the ones doing all of it, and that's a lot, quite a lot of work actually. But so we developed. We had a shop that was doing clothing, and we were also doing seeds, and then we realized that the kind of explosion started. At the first, we were kind of the only guys on the block, and then all of a sudden, there's more and more and more and more. And now there's like literally hundreds of. I mean, this year there's 33 seed companies entered, and the year that we did it, there was 4. So it's definitely jumped up a few notches in the last few years, and. The problem with that is that, like, how many people are actually producing the seeds? That's the question we need to know, because there's like not so many producing seeds as there are actual companies. There must be 10 to 1 or more than that. So it's very important when selecting seeds that you work with people that have sort of their own thing going. And it really comes down to males, because males are actually the most important part of the breeding that most people don't realize. Most people keep, obviously they just kill the male straight off the bat. There it is, kill it, gone. Well, a lot of times that might have been a bad mistake, especially if, you know, it was something really special. I've had certain males already now for over 10, 15 years, just because it's the one thing that they don't have, because everybody hands around females, so you have 10, 20, 100 people with the same female. Very rarely will you find somebody who gives up their male. And that's like the golden ticket, basically. So far as breeding went, we basically kind of realized after our bubblegum catastrophe and after all of these other things that just to keep hold of your males. And so that's the one thing with THSeeds that you'll find, is that we try to stay unique, and we try to stay outside of the norm. And also with, not just with the seeds, and also with the clothing and with everything, but with the philosophy of how to do things, like, which is, you know, you're never 100% right, and you're never locked in. You always have to adjust. And that brings me kind of back to my thing that I was talking earlier, which is we like to figure out how to smoke. We like to figure out how to smoke clean and healthy. There was a product a few years ago called a Fedor, which is like a heating element, ceramic. It's from Wicked Roots, and it's a great product because it takes the butane out of your smoke. And what we realize is, you know, if you grow a beautiful plant and you dry it and you take your time, if you take a lighter and you light it up, especially in a bowl or a bong, and you take a deep hit through that, then the flavors that you're tasting, a lot of it's not the weed. I mean, you got to imagine this is a petroleum product that you're dumping on top of your plant. So the amount of actual flavor that you really know is actually quite low sometimes. Most people think they know, but what they're really tasting is the butane, and the butane is quite damaging. It's not good. It's definitely not healthy for you. We know that. But a lot of it's to do with, I mean, for me, it's the flavor is really the main. I mean, obviously the health issues are there, but the flavors are the main thing. And so we try to develop things that keep the flavor and obviously the high going. One thing last year we came up, well, it wasn't us, it was friends of ours, but one thing we introduced last year was our spray. Everybody, like, things go in cycles, and everybody seems to come up with the same things at the same time. So last year there was 2 different companies developing sprays, which is a sublingual spray. So the idea is spray it under your tongue, and it will go into your bloodstream pretty rapidly, and creates, because we use alcohol, so alcohol helps bring it into the blood very fast. And so the other company worked with, I think they were doing glycerin or something, which is also works, but a little bit different ideas. And as you know, so then people had the same, so of course worldwide everyone had the same idea. Now there's tons of sprays in California. I've seen hundreds of them, but it's nice to be on the cutting edge of things. And see, last year, a friend of the same guy that introduced me with the spray, he's a little bit of a nutty professor. He's got great ideas, and they're sometimes they seem wacky, but it always comes around at the same time. When the cup comes around, all of a sudden, there it is again, the same idea from somewhere else. And last year with the spray, so we introduced that. He also had a few other products, so we wanted to kind of hold back a little bit, you know, we don't want to go too quick. And this year we had Rick Simpson here, which was quite an honor for all of the people that are involved in cannabis, because they've all realized, like, you know, he might be the reason why things actually change, especially when looking at hash oil, because hash oil is one of those no things in food, can't do that, because the processing involved. But if there's medical benefits that are coming in, then I think it might push that actually a little further. And so he developed a few things. One of them, which has helped me out today, it's a little dirty, but is a cannabis patch, a THC patch. So you place it here. So you have a nice time-released, slow bit of THC in your system, which can help, especially on stressful days like today when you are late to your own seminar and you don't have half the things figured out and you didn't write one thing down, and you know how it goes. So but you look at your arm and you say, the patch, the patch. But the thing is, we're just about having fun mostly, and that's what cannabis should be. It should be about having fun. It shouldn't be about, being ego tripped out and stuff, which is what happens a lot because cannabis tends to feed people's egos. You're the best. You grow the, whatever it is. You didn't cure cancer. Rick cured cancer. So growing it is one thing, figuring it out, the rest of it is the other thing. So I mean, that's part of what we like. We like to be a little on both sides. I like to be at the cutting edge of what's new and creative and interesting, or beneficial, obviously, but also just having fun. And that's what I'm trying to do today. So if this rocket fails somehow, don't hold it against me. I only built it like 2.5 hours ago, so but it did. But it's substantial. It'll be all right. Don't worry. I think it's gonna hit the nail on the head.
That's impossible. That's over $10 million worth of data. Please attend.
High Times Cannabis